partner says they're not in love with you. I can understand how that might be very discouraging. You might feel disappointed, as if you're not lovable, or as if you've done something wrong that prevented your partner from falling in love with you. Perhaps since you were a little girl or boy, you've been dreaming of having someone by your side, a partner who expresses their love for you, who always looks at you with sparkling eyes and passion. A person who cherishes you, pays devoted attention to you, anticipates your desires, and strives to spend every possible moment with you. You dream of ideal love and an ideal relationship. It's no wonder this is happening in your mind, as this is how society raised you, what you learned from fairy tales, and what you've seen in movies. This is the image you have in your head about relationships and love. But now, in contrast to this ideal, your current experience is that the person you love so much, and whom you would choose as your partner for a long time, expresses that he or she doesn't feel love. It really feels like a world is collapsing around you, as if your expectations, your belief system, and your hopes are crumbling. But what's happening in such a situation? It's worth understanding a few important things that provide the self-awareness background for this experience, these feelings, and expectations in this connection, in this situation. In fact, it's your mind and your thinking that find it very important to hear, to know, to feel that your partner is in love with you. It's not just that they enjoy being with you, but your mind wants to know that your partner is in love with you. You want them to love you with passion and romantic feelings, not just affection or good feelings, because the mind views romantic love as a much higher form of commitment and devotion. For the mind, it's important to give a name and a structure to what you are feeling and experiencing in the relationship. If the mind has this structure, and if the mind can define what this relationship is, it will adjust your time, your energy, and your reactions with respect to the relationship. For example, if you know that a connection is just friendship, you won't expect more devotion from it than what fits within a friendship framework. However, if you know that a relationship is love, you will expect much higher emotions from your partner, and you will also produce much higher emotions, and you will set much higher expectations for the relationship. So, in reality, knowing if this relationship is now love, affection, or just friendship is what is the most important to your mind. Your mind will organize your sense of security, your reactions, your hopes, and your future plans around this. For the mind, knowing what kind of connection this is, and what kind of emotions are involved, is very important. However, your awareness won't be able to influence your real emotions. The love you feel for your partner is determined by your heart. Your heart will experience it, and your heart will decide it. So, if you feel love, then experience that love. But at the same time, understand that it's only your mind that cares about how the relationship is framed. Let's look at this experience, and this relationship from your partner's perspective as well. It's possible that they actually feel love because emotions are important to them too, but their mind is afraid to call it love. Perhaps their mind is afraid to call it love because they've experienced many disappointments in love in the past. Maybe he or she had too much longing for someone, too many hopes for someone or something, and it ended in a big disappointment. They didn't succeed in achieving a happy relationship back then. Their mind is trying to protect themselves and says that in the future they don't want to develop deep emotions too quickly. Their mind is defending themselves by not saying that they're in love. Instead, they try to stay in more superficial emotions. This is a defense mechanism of the mind. But how much is their heart opening up? It often happens that someone actually feels love, but they're afraid to accept it. They feel love, they exist in love, they long for you, and they're full of passion, but they're afraid to admit it, even to themselves, to protect themselves from another disappointment. So, if you can, don't focus on their words. Don't just hear when they say they're not in love with you. Instead, observe how they behave with you. Watch their involuntary reflexes, the ones they can't consciously control. Notice how their eyes shine when they look at you. Observe how they smile when they look at you. See if they blush when you flirt with them with subtle hints. Watch their involuntary reactions. Do they tremble under your touch? How wide do their pupils dilate when they focus on you when you tell them interesting stories? Their involuntary reactions will show their true feelings, and if you see from these that they feel good with you, that they can surrender to the moments that they are with you in joy, love, and cheerfulness, then it's worth staying in this relationship, even if they say with words that they're not in love with you. Their actions and emotions still manifest at the level of love and affection, and it's possible that your relationship will remain balanced, peaceful, harmonious, and lasting despite what they say. Also, observe how you feel in their company. If you look at the two of you from the outside, how do you see yourself? Do you seem happy, cheerful, and sweet next to him or her? Can you love the version of yourself that you see when you are with your partner? Can you love and like yourself when you look at yourself from the outside while being with your partner? Can you be the best version of yourself beside them? If the answer is yes, then this relationship still has a future, and it's worth giving it a chance, even if they say they're not in love with you. It's only worth leaving or ending the relationship if, from their reactions, you can sense that they are not kind to you. If they often make hurtful remarks, belittle you, criticize you, emotionally manipulate you, frequently take offense, ignore you often, intimidate you, or make you feel guilty, then indeed the relationship isn't driven by love or affection, or your partner is simply unable to build and maintain the relationship with his or her emotions. In such cases, no matter what they say, even if they say they love you, I would advise you to save yourself and consider ending the relationship. So, just because they say they're not in love with you, it doesn't mean you have to run from the relationship. Be conscious of your feelings and be alert to discovering the emotions behind their words as well. Join us and subscribe to our channel so we can continue to help you uncover the driving forces behind your self-awareness. Get closer to yourself and your peaceful, happy, balanced self through self-awareness. Thank you for your attention. And now let me say goodbye, wishing you much success, good health, abundance, love, affection, a happy relationship, and everything else you wish for yourself.